Hey everybody, welcome to the second part of the Whispering Cliffs Park playthrough. Sorry for the delay in getting this video out. It's been a bit of a busy couple of weeks, but I finally did get the park finished, and I think it looks pretty good. So I hope you enjoy the rest of the playthrough here. From the last video, you probably remember the little offset issue that I had with the mouse cursor. It's going to be present again for the first little part of this video, but I did figure out a solution for the rest of the playthrough, so you'll just have to bear with me for the first little part here. So the first thing I did was put some decorations around that Virginia reel, and then I actually made a bit of a path down to the base of the cliff, just in one section here. I just thought it'd be kind of cool to have a bit of a, I don't know, bit of a trail down to a beachfront there. I was really hoping to get the river rapids so I could put the rapids bit of the ride right at the base of that fake little waterfall that I got there. I thought that would have looked great, but unfortunately the river rapids weren't an unlockable ride in this scenario. So that was a bit of a bummer, but still I think it looked pretty good in the end. I made a bit of a fake bridge, I guess, for the bit which connects those two cliff faces there. We're using the vertical roller coaster. It's kind of pointless, but more aesthetics for me. I actually rebuilt the Virginia reel and renamed it Cliffhanger. That was a suggestion from Hard Hat Gaming. So thank you for that. With the park value being the objective here, I needed to rebuild a few of the rides because as rides age, particularly the roller coasters, they lose a lot of their value. So the Virginia reel I had to rebuild. I also rebuilt the side friction coaster there called Sidewinder, as well as the little steel mini coaster called Juniper. I rebuilt both of them. I didn't put them on the recording just because I thought it would be kind of boring just to watch me build them again, so I skipped over that bit. I put in a wooden wild mouse coaster there. I managed to squeeze that in just. It looks pretty good, I think, considering the small footprint there. I was pretty happy with how it turned out. I think I called it Mousetrap, which is kind of my standard go-to name for a wild mouse coaster. It reminds me of a coaster back home in Adelaide, Australia, where they had a coaster called Mousetrap there. I'm not sure if it's there anymore, but it reminds me of childhood a little bit. So I'll just go back and pick a more appropriate color scheme there. So then the next bit of the playthrough is expanding, or filling out the space on the other side of the park. I wanted to build either a wooden roller coaster or a mine train roller coaster. I ended up going for a wooden one in the end, just because it kind of looks I tried the wooden one to start with and I really liked how it looked, so I ended up just sticking with that actually. I actually did pick you'll see later where I decorate it, I kind of give it a bit of a western-y theme, which arguably is more suitable for a mine train coaster, but I think it looks pretty good with the wooden roller coaster, so I just went ahead and kept that in there. I'm really happy with this one. I think it looks kind of cool, even though it's not that big. Usually I find that wooden roller coasters look better when they're a lot bigger, but I was happy with how this turned out considering how compact it is. Usually a compact wooden coaster doesn't look too good, but I was happy with this one. I called it Stampede, which, I don't know, sounded western-y to me, so putting in a few decorations there. Put in a few fake little buildings. There's really not that much western sort of style buildings in RCT1. kind of got to make do with what you're given, unfortunately. But I think it looks pretty good actually. Using the dirt surface as opposed to the grass kind of helps that as well. So yeah, that turned out pretty well, I think. So yeah, just finishing up some decoration there. Then I decided to stick a Gravitron in there. Since it's got quite a high, it's got some pretty high stats, so that actually helps a lot with the park value, because the park value is it's mainly based on the number of guests and also the stats of your rides. So the higher the stats of your rides, the excitement, intensity, and nausea, the higher the bigger their contribution to the park value. So I went with the Gravitron as the flat ride there. The last coaster here is Steel Wild Mouse. I think this coaster was only introduced in the Corkscrew Follies expansion pack, so this is kind of the first one that I've built for a while actually. Again, I was really happy with how it turned out. I had a few. It took me a while to figure out a layout I was happy with. I had a few practice runs, while I wasn't recording, just to make sure I had a layout that I was happy with. But yeah, I think it looked pretty good in the end. I put in a few kind of fake block breaks. Block breaks aren't something you can get in RCT1, but I've put in a few kind of breaks to slow it down, just for a bit of realism throughout the coaster. I think there's 3 or 4 occasions where it gets slowed down. Yeah, I put in some kind of basic theming, just a few rocks and shrubs, but nothing too extraordinary. I put in a few extra food stands there, just because there wasn't anything for the guests at that part of the park. So yeah, I just added a bit of extra cliff face there, which isn't too realistic, but whatever. I then thought, like, I've got no other space to put rides, so I thought I'd waste a bit of money and put in some cliff or some rocks against the cliff face. Thought maybe it would make it look a little bit more interesting and, I don't know, maybe a bit more realistic, but yeah. Anyway, that's basically it. Yeah, completed the objective fairly comfortably. I think the park value I finished on was about 20,000, which was pretty comfortable in the end. So yeah, there's a bit of an overview of the park. I'm really happy with how it turned out. I'm pretty surprised that I managed to cram in 6 coasters overall. I think my favorite one would have to be the wooden coaster, although I do really like that Virginia Aerial, just because it kind of runs down the side of the hill there. But yeah, I think the Woody would have to be my favorite. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the playthrough. I'm hoping to start the next one soon. Hopefully it won't take 2 weeks before the next video comes out, but anyway, thank you guys very much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Cheers!